very good afternoon. This is Lunchtime News on TV1. For the News First team, I am Rochelle Modra. Before we head into stories in detail, these are your headlines this afternoon.
Railway power set workers are on strike, citing several demands. Farmers severely inconvenienced by lack of water for crops. Congestion at divisional secretariats to obtain aswasuma letters. 2 dead and 5 missing in drowning accidents within 24 hours. Sri Lanka win toss and bat first in second test against Pakistan.
Now on to our top story this afternoon. Sri Lanka Railways warned of further possible disruption to the railway service as a result of the strike launched by the railway power set workers. The striking workers said that the strike would continue until their demands were met. The striking workers said that they decided to engage in a trade union action, citing multiple demands including the slashing of overtime payments and delayed promotions. Operations Superintendent of Sri Lanka Railways MJ Indipola told News First that 11 trains that were scheduled for Monday morning were cancelled. Although 2 trains scheduled along the coastal line were cancelled, the rest of the trains operated as usual. Our correspondent noted trains from the Galle railway station operated as usual. This was the situation at the Mount Lavinia railway station this morning. News First correspondent noted trains from the Kurunegala railway station operated as usual. This was the situation at the Dematagoda railway station this morning. Railway operations from Kandy railway station was conducted as usual. Many commuters were seen waiting at the Ganemula railway station this morning. Farmers in Ambelipitiya took to the streets on Monday the 24th morning over a water-related issue.
A large number of Sri Lankan farmers protested at the Ambelipitiya town, demanding water be released from the Samanala River for their farmlands, citing that the lack of water for their paddy lands would put the local agriculture industry at risk. The collective of Mahaveli State Agriculture Unions, the All Ceylon Agrarian Confederation, are leading the protests by the farmers.
The Paddy Marketing Board says paddy purchasing has commenced in 5 districts. Chairman of the Paddy Marketing Board, Buddhikida Malgoda, said that the purchasing of paddy began in the districts of Ampara, Patiklo, Kilinochi, Anuradhapura and Hambantota. But the farmers' organizations point out that a proper mechanism for purchasing of paddy crops is not in place.
They must
make a system for the farmer to sell their harvest. Give us at least between 110 to 120 rupees. The minister says that Nadu will be given for 95 to 100 rupees. Kiri Samba will be given for 105 rupees. For Anuradhapura, they have set a guaranteed price of 75 to 80 rupees. And for Hambantota, 85 rupees. We asked how this is done at district levels and how this mechanism works. This is done by the Ministry of Finance and the Cabinet. They say that production costs have been reduced. We are saying that we don't need subsidies. They are trying to play a different game by deceiving farmers by giving them a bundle of fertilizer and not doing justice to the paddy prices.
The process of issuing letters to the eligible beneficiaries of the Aswasama Welfare Benefit Program commenced today. Division secretariats in certain areas were seen crowded as a result of this.
The letters for the eligible beneficiaries of Aswasama welfare benefits are issued through the divisional secretariats. The letters are required for the beneficiaries to open bank accounts. This was the situation at the Baddekama divisional secretariat this morning. People who were gathered noted that they have been visiting the premises for many days with the expectation of obtaining the letter. All Island United Samruddhi Development Officers Association expressed the following views regarding the Aswasama Welfare Benefit Program in Kurunegala this morning. Go to the divisional secretariats and commercial banks and see for yourself. Innocent senior citizens are crying because they cannot open bank accounts at commercial banks using their senior identity cards. This means they will not be able to receive the Aswasama benefit. They are being deceived. There were drawbacks in the Samruddhi program when it was handed over to Ranil Wickramasinghe, but instead of fixing them, he took political revenge. This has completely collapsed.
Leader of
the Democratic Left Front, Vasudeva Nanayakkara, also expressed his views regarding the Aswasama Welfare Benefit Program.
1.2 million people have received the benefit. However, 600,000 people have not received the benefit. The cut in concession for the people who do not get the benefit through Aswasama or Samruddhi is not being spoken of. What they are doing now is slashing the concessions for the people who require the same. We have provided instructions to submit appeals and we will take those copies to the Parliament.
The SLPP Balabandala meeting of the Kolonnav electorate was held in Ambelipitia yesterday.
The country collapsed after 2015. Sri Lanka was only second to China in terms of economy in Asia. Gotabaya Rajapaksa left the 6.9 million mandate. The two-thirds of parliament is with the SLPP and Ranil Wickramasinghe was appointed. There is no other alternative. That is why we have somewhat of relief now. The entire debt burden over 74 years has been put on our shoulders. Then the debt that was taken during the war, the construction of airports, power plants, all was done under our government. None of the parties that make noise now have done anything significant for the country. The public meeting of the Jatika Jana Balawegaya was held in Bingiriya yesterday. The meeting was headed by the leader of the Jatika Jana Balawegaya, Anurukumara Disanayaka. Singapore is the primary hub for selling oil to the world. We can do the same. After visiting India, Ranil Wickramasinghe is planning to give IOC the opportunity to do so. A 4,000 megawatt wind power plant can be built in Mannar, but currently we only have 2,000 megawatt. He is planning to hand this over to Adani. Ranil Wickramasinghe has bypassed the tender process and given Adani the contract. Adani will sell the power to us in rupees and then convert them to USD and take them home. It does not matter if you produce electricity using oil or wind. It's all the same to Ranil Wickramasinghe. He does not want to invest in businesses that use USDs. Sri Lanka needs investments that use USD. But Ranil Wickramasinghe is planning to sell everything. He is pushing the future into a worse condition than it is now. The General Secretary of the United National Party, Palita Bandara, expressed the following views in response to the criticism levelled against the President Ranil Wickramasinghe's visit to India. The reason for the visit to India was to keep the financial relationship ongoing, to establish a bilateral relationship, establish connection on power and energy, marine protection, to create a road from Sri Lanka to India. However, they are portraying something different. They will introduce a new scapegoat and they will say that Ranil is trying to bring back the Indo-Lanka agreement.
The former convener of the Inter-University Students' Federation, Vasantha Mudalige, expressed the following views regarding the President's visit to India.
What Ranil Wickremesinghe has discussed with India is how the authority for a pipeline carrying gas and oil from Nagapattinam to Trincomalee can be given. They are not bringing this because of the love for us. There are more popular states in India than Sri Lanka. They are not bringing in gas and oil only for business. The authority over energy is also taken over by Australia, USA and China through Sinopec. Now they are allowing India also to poke their finger at Sri Lankan politics, where they can make Sri Lanka a colony of India. Ranil Wickremesinghe is paving the way for India to establish its political supremacy in the world by taking control over Sri Lanka. None of the problems in Sri Lanka saw a solution till now. There are no answers. There are no program to find solution either for the government. The government states the only answer is the IMF.
Now on to more local news. 2 people died and 5 people are missing due to drowning the last 24 hours. The police said that the incidents were reported from Navagamua, Wattala, Panadura, Nigambo and Waskadua areas.
A school student who went for a sea bath opposite the Panadura army camp has drowned and disappeared. A reporter said that he was reported missing last afternoon when he went swimming with 3 others. A 17-year-old school student residing in Malamul area in Panadura was reported missing. A reporter stated that search operations are underway to locate the missing student. Meanwhile, the 3 people who were reported missing after swimming at Browns Beach, Nigambu have not yet been found. The missing individuals were identified as employees of the Katunayaka Investment Promotion Zone, aged between 20 to 23 years. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health stated that approximately 3 individuals lose their lives daily due to drowning. Dr. Samita Siritunga, Chief Specialist at the Injury Prevention and Control Unit Directorate of Non-Communicable Disease at the Ministry of Health, revealed that a significant number of drowning fatalities occur among individuals aged between 20 to 30 years.
Parents of students at the Yatalatisa Primary School in Tissamaharama protested against the transfer of the school principal.
Parents claim that the principal of the Yatalatisa Primary School in Tissamaharama is set to retire in another 2 years. They also said that the principal was committed to ensuring that the students excel in their academics and also greatly contributed to the development of the school. Following the protests, a group of parents vacated the premises and made their way to the Hambantota Zonal Education Officer and the Southern Province Education Office.
The People's Movement to Protect Schools allege that the government is preparing to privatize education.
We do not have oil wells, gold deposits, we only have the human resources. The government is duty-bound to protect that resource. However, the government is preparing to privatize education. Vijayadasa Rajapaksa proposed for the committee to expand higher education in Sri Lanka. This poses a threat to the country's universities, schools and higher education.
Now on to your sports news. Pakistan bowlers have managed to add pressure on Sri Lanka in the opening session of the second test in Colombo, picking up 3 wickets inside the first 12 overs. Sri Lanka won the toss and decided to take first lease of the wicket. However, got off the back foot, losing Nishan Madhushankar early as he was run out of 4 runs. Kusal Mendis and skipper Dibut Karnaratne tried to revive the innings, but Shahim Shah Afridi put the brakes on any partnership from developing. Mendis was set back for 6 runs and Angelo Matthews, who came in next, was dismissed for 9 runs. Nazim Shah struck for the second time during the first session to remove skipper Dimut Karnaratne for 17 runs.
And out. There's another one.
And that's a wrap of your lunchtime news. For the News First team, I am Rochelle Tumodra. For more on these stories and for more of the very latest, log on to www.newsfirst.lk. Thank you and have a nice day.